Every year, TSA confiscates millions of items from travelers. And in 2025, the list is changing in ways that could surprise you. Even common things like powders, snacks, or medical supplies could get pulled from your bag without warning. If you're planning to fly this year, what I'm about to share could save you time, money, and serious frustration at the airport. Subscribe right now because I'm sharing insider TSA tips for seniors that can save you time, stress, and money every time you fly. These are airport security rules for 2025 that every traveler over 65 needs to know. Welcome back to Passenger Pro. I've been helping travelers navigate airport security for over a decade. What you're about to learn comes from real TSA agents, current regulations, and thousands of senior travelers who've shared their experiences with me. In just a minute, I'll reveal the one item seniors lose at security more than anything else, and it's not liquids. Plus, later in this video, you'll hear about an everyday household product that TSA is confiscating more often than pocket knives. But first, let me explain why 2025 is different. TSA has updated several rules this year, especially around powders, batteries, and medical devices. These changes affect seniors more than any other age group because you're more likely to travel with medications, mobility aids, and comfort items that now fall under stricter guidelines. Let's start with the biggest category that trips up travelers every single day. Liquids and gels remain the #1 confiscation category, but TSA's enforcement has gotten much stricter. The 311 rule still applies, which means containers must be 3.4 ounces or smaller, fit in 1 quart-size clear bag, and you get 1 bag per passenger. But here's what catches seniors off guard most often. I've seen many travelers learn this the hard way when TSA agents confiscated their expensive prescription moisturizer. The jar said 2 ounces, but it was actually 4.2 ounces total. TSA goes by the container size, not how much is left inside. Even if your lotion bottle is nearly empty, if the container itself is larger than 3.4 ounces, it's getting tossed. Peanut butter, honey, and jam are considered liquids by TSA. I know it sounds crazy, but that jar of local honey you picked up for your grandkids will be confiscated if it's over 3.4 ounces. The solution is simple. Ship these items home or buy travel-size containers before you leave. Lip balm in tubes is usually fine, but those little round tins of lip balm get flagged constantly. Same with hand sanitizer, which many seniors carry. Make sure your hand sanitizer is 3.4 ounces or smaller and keep it in your liquids bag. The second major category causing problems for seniors is powders over 12 ounces. This rule started in 2018, but enforcement has ramped up significantly in 2025. Robert from Tampa had his protein powder confiscated because the container was 16 ounces, even though it was only half full. TSA doesn't measure the powder inside, they look at the container size. Any powder container larger than 12 ounces goes through additional screening, and if TSA can't verify what it is, they'll throw it away. Coffee grounds, powdered creamer, baby formula, and even baking powder fall under this rule. The key is dividing large containers into smaller ones before you travel. Use containers that are clearly 12 ounces or smaller, and consider prepackaged individual servings instead of bulk containers. For medications in powder form, bring your prescription label or doctor's note. TSA has medical exceptions, but you need proper documentation. Here's something that surprises many seniors. Batteries and power banks have strict new limits in 2025. Lithium batteries over 100 watt-hours are prohibited in carry-on bags, and loose lithium batteries must be in your carry-on, never check luggage. Dorothy from Seattle had her backup phone charger confiscated because the power bank was 150 watt-hours. Most phone chargers are fine, but larger power banks for laptops or medical devices often exceed the limit. Check the watt-hour rating before you travel. It's usually printed on the device or in the manual. Spare batteries for hearing aids, wheelchairs, or medical devices need special handling. Keep them in your carry-on bag, tape over the terminals to prevent short circuits, and carry documentation about your medical need for them. So far, we've covered liquids, powders, and batteries, which cause the most delays at security. But what's coming next will surprise you, because it's food and medications that catch seniors off guard the most. Medical devices and medications have complex rules that change frequently. TSA allows liquid medications over 3.4 ounces, but they require additional screening. This means longer wait times and sometimes uncomfortable questions about your medical conditions. Frank from Ohio carries liquid insulin and learned to bring more than he needs for his trip, plus a letter from his doctor. TSA can test liquid medications, which sometimes ruins them. Having backup medication and proper documentation prevents serious problems. Pill organizers are another issue. Those weekly pill containers that many seniors use can trigger additional screening. TSA prefers medications in their original pharmacy bottles with your name and prescription information. If you must use a pill organizer, bring the original bottles too, or at least photos of the prescription labels on your phone. CPAP machines and other medical devices go through the X-ray machine, but TSA cannot require you to turn them on. However, they might do additional swab testing, which adds time to your screening process. Food items create more confusion than almost anything else, especially for seniors who like to bring snacks or gifts from their travels. Fresh fruits, vegetables, meat, and dairy products are restricted not by TSA, but by USDA and customs regulations. Helen from Florida had her homemade cookies confiscated because they contain fresh fruit filling. Even baked goods can be flagged if they contain restricted ingredients. Commercially packaged snacks are usually fine, but homemade items get extra scrutiny. Liquids in food form, like soup, sauce, or gravy, follow the same 3.4-ounce rule as other liquids. That means your favorite salad dressing or hot sauce needs to be travel-sized or go in checked luggage. The safest approach for senior travelers is sticking to dry, commercially packaged snacks for carry-on and shipping or checking anything questionable. Sharp objects have obvious restrictions, but the details surprise many seniors. Scissors with blades shorter than 4 inches are allowed, but TSA agents sometimes disagree on measurements. Your sewing scissors might be fine in one airport, but confiscated in another. Nail clippers are generally allowed, but nail files over 7 inches get flagged. Those glass nail files popular with seniors often get confiscated because agents worry they could break and create sharp edges. Pocket tools and multi-tools are almost always confiscated even if the blades are under 4 inches. The problem is other features like screwdrivers, which TSA considers potential weapons. Let me share something that might shock you. Aerosols and sprays are becoming the fastest-growing confiscation category for seniors. Hairspray, dry shampoo, spray deodorant, and even cleaning wipes with high alcohol content are getting pulled more frequently. The rule is simple. Aerosols must be 3.4 ounces or smaller for carry-on. But enforcement is stricter because of fire safety concerns on planes. That full-size can of hairspray you've carried for years without problems? It's now much more likely to be confiscated. Cleaning wipes seem harmless, but many contain enough alcohol to be considered hazardous materials. Read the ingredients before packing and stick to small travel packs instead of bulk containers. Souvenirs and gifts create heartbreaking confiscation stories. Snow globes are always confiscated because they contain liquid. Large candles get flagged as potential weapons. Even duty-free alcohol has restrictions based on where you're flying. Martha from Denver lost a beautiful snow globe she bought for her granddaughter because she forgot it contained liquid. The solution is simple. Ship souvenirs home or pack them in checked luggage. For duty-free alcohol, you can carry it on domestic flights if it's in a sealed security bag from the duty-free shop. International flights have different rules depending on your destination. Here's a category that's becoming a bigger problem. Smart luggage with built-in batteries. If the battery cannot be removed, the entire suitcase is prohibited. Many seniors bought these thinking they were convenient, only to have them confiscated at security. Always choose smart luggage with removable batteries, and remove the battery before checking the bag. Keep the battery in your carry-on with other electronic devices. The last major category is oversized toiletries, which affects seniors more than other travelers because you often carry larger containers of medications, lotions, and personal care items. Even if your shampoo bottle is nearly empty, TSA looks at the container size, not the contents. A half-used 8-ounce bottle still gets confiscated. The solution is transferring products to travel-size containers before you leave home or buying travel sizes at your destination. Now let me tell you about that one item seniors lose more than anything else at security. It's not what you'd expect. It's over-the-counter pain relievers in large bottles. Seniors often carry big bottles of aspirin, ibuprofen, or acetaminophen. And while pills themselves aren't restricted, large bottles sometimes trigger additional screening that leads to delays and confusion. TSA agents might question why you have 500 aspirin tablets, especially if they're not in the original bottle. Bring only what you need for your trip, keep medications in original containers, and consider bringing a letter from your doctor if you carry large quantities of any medication. Here are some unusual items that surprise seniors. Walking sticks with sharp metal tips get confiscated, but plain wooden canes are fine. Knitting needles are allowed, but large knitting scissors are not. Even some reading magnifiers with LED lights get flagged if the battery is loose or removable. The key is understanding that TSA agents have discretion. What gets through in one airport might be confiscated in another. When in doubt, pack questionable items in checked luggage or leave them at home. Let me give you a quick recap of everything we've covered. Liquids and gels must be 3.4 ounces or smaller and fit in 1 quart-size bag. Powders over 12 ounces face additional screening. Batteries over 100 watt-hours are prohibited, and loose batteries go in carry-on only. Medical devices need proper documentation, and liquid medications require extra screening time. Food items face USDA restrictions beyond TSA rules. Sharp objects have specific size limits that are strictly enforced. Aerosols follow the same 3.4-ounce rule as liquids. Souvenirs like snow globes always get confiscated. Smart luggage needs removable batteries, and oversized toiletries get tossed regardless of how much is left inside. The most important thing to remember is that these TSA confiscated items cost travelers millions of dollars every year. But with proper preparation and these airport security tips for seniors, you can avoid becoming part of that statistic. My best advice for seniors is to pack conservatively, arrive early to allow extra time for screening, and always bring backup documentation for medical items. TSA Tips 2025 focus on being prepared rather than arguing at the checkpoint. Remember, TSA agents are doing their job to keep everyone safe. Being polite, prepared, and patient makes the process smoother for everyone, especially when you're flying after 65 and might need additional assistance. Subscribe now so you never miss TSA and senior travel tips that make your next flight smoother, safer, and more affordable. I post new travel tips for seniors every week, covering everything from packing strategies to airport navigation tips that save you time and stress. What's the most surprising item you've ever had TSA confiscate? Share it in the comments because your story might help another traveler avoid the same mistake. I read every comment and often feature viewer experiences in future videos. Safe travels, and remember that preparation is always better than frustration when it comes to Airport Security Rules 2025.